I want to welcome everybody to the free portion of the Discord. Right now, we had some questions that, in my opinion, I believe would help a lot of people. So what I went ahead and did was just open up the group. This is the free portion of the Discord group, the Capital Mindset. And let's go over some questions. So first, we had this posted in the free portion of the group. It says, Joe, can you look at this? You know, this is one of my charts and give me your thoughts. Okay. So with me, I'm very strict on charts. I need to know the who, what, where, when, why. In order to post this, and right now this is being recorded. This is, you know, a screen share that I'm doing for the group. So this is going to be unedited. Give you all a heads up. A lot of thought process goes into this. So if you're watching this on the replay, definitely, you know, do hashtag replay in the comments. Always smash the like button. You know, love and support. That's all I ask for, really. So looking at this chart, I need to hand this chart to my neighbor and have him decide if he wants to buy or not. In the chat, do you think he would be able to decide based off of this chart? Let me know. So here we have this. If I don't, and I always look at it from the mindset of I don't know how to trade. I don't know what this is. So what you could do is label it Adam and Eve. Okay. We have 1 day. So, okay, I have information. Good. 1 day. It's confirmed and it's confirmed. Entry breakout. So are you saying you entered past tense? You've already entered the breakout? And if so, where did you enter it? And what is your target? What is your percentage? I have zero clue on any of this stuff. And this is how I look at it whenever anybody sends me a chart. This is how I look at it. Who, what, where, when, why. I need to know all these factors. Now, when your charts are fire, your trades are fire. Period. Because this is the plan. This is what we are doing. And then, of course, we can adjust the plan if, you know, something happens. But as of right now, this is the plan. So this says entry breakout. So I'm guessing, I would assume that you entered, past tense, the breakout here, and you're already up. That's what I'm assuming, and I hate assuming. See, entry breakout at this level. So that would be this top one right here. You know, this is kind of blurred. I just did a quick screenshot. So it would be this top level. So this is telling me you entered here. However, see the top of, so this is the measured move. Now another thing, how did you get this measured move? I'm going to show you how to show all this stuff on a chart. We're going to actually do this chart. And I'll give you my thought process on it and how I would post it. And then your opinion, Joe. Okay, so let's go ENJ USDT daily. So let's do ENJ USDT. And this is on KuCoin. So everything's going to be the same. So the first thing I always do is I go to the weekly. And I get my levels here, you know. And again, this all depends, especially like on the price action and everything else. But just looking at this, I can see we had this high, a lower high, lower high. So we had this downtrend, and then it starts curving up, and it's doing its thing now. So it's good. So the first thing I want to do is I want to put on my magnet tool. I want to go to my horizontal line, and I want to get the candle body close. This is telling me where there's a lot of pressure. A lot of sell pressure. So this is a resistance level. And yeah, I know how you got the measure move. But what I always do is I say as if I don't know anything. And so I need to be shown everything. That's what I'm trying to show. Okay, so this is a major level right here. This is my weekly level. And then we do have another level right here. Now what I'm doing is I'm looking for pivots. Price comes up, it stops, it comes down. This is a pivot. Now for the pivots, I love looking at higher time frames because it's much easier to see these pivots than if I was on an hour time frame and you see up and down, up and down, up and down, up, more up, 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 down, 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 up and down, up and down. It's really confusing for me. One thing you're going to notice is I teach you how to look at things in a very simple way. I've broken down all the complexity of trading and I have simplified it to where literally a 5-year-old can get this, literally. And if you're not there yet as far as like understanding like how to trade or how to look at stuff, that is perfect. That's what I want, because I want to show you how easy it can be. The problem that we have is that we have made it super, super difficult with all the indicators, with all the, you know, the 1, 2, 3s and the ABCs and all this other good stuff, Elliott wave theories, and just everything just over complicating stuff. So it's going to be difficult to unlearn all those things to simplify. Now it's good to know the ABC, the 1, 2, 3, the you know, retracement. It's good to know that, the patterns. It's good to know that, because that way you know how other people trade. That's the important part. So back to this. We're looking at this, and of course on the daily, let's go to the daily. On the daily, this was posted as far as we have our Adam. Let's take this off. We have our Adam, and then we have our Eve. See, that's the thing with patterns too. Like sometimes you have to force it because you want to see something. So this would be my Adam and Eve, but this is ugly though, because this is not even a pivot. So I would have to do it down here, and even this is ugly. You know, I'm forcing it. I'm literally forcing it. Now, what I could do instead of that is, and for me, I don't trade patterns, just so y'all know. I don't trade patterns. I do see them. Patterns, all they are is support, resistance, and trend lines, and then a name given to them. Now, when that name was given to them, in my opinion, it forces a bias. 68% chance it breaks to the upside, 74% chance it breaks to the downside. And it's more than 50%, so you're more than likely going to enter. However, if you take that bias away and simply trade on support, resistance, trend lines, it makes it so much easier. If it loses support, okay, cool, we have our stop loss. If it gains support, oh, great, let's go ahead and enter or add to our entry. Now, you could also argue that this is possible where we have a cup. You know, you can do it this way too. I mean, there's so many different ways, and it just depends on the trader with what they see and how they want to portray it. You can say, well, this was a cup and handle, even though there's no pivot. And people say, oh yeah, that's a beautiful cup and handle on the daily, and now it's moving. I don't believe any of that stuff. This is what I do. This is how I teach. Support, resistance, trend lines. This was our weekly support. Our weekly support. Support, resistance, this is the same word. Let's see here. We do have this comment right here. And it says, Joe, I like the style, the way you teach. Yeah, I simplify stuff. I simplify stuff so much. And it's so ridiculous because I too was also trying to make everything super, super difficult. Black Lambo guy would never give time to teach. No. And not only that, but do it on a spare whim. Like right now, somebody reached out to me on Twitter, and they asked, you know, a certain question. And I said, dude, are you in the Discord? It's free. It's like, no. I said, come on in. I'm going to do an emergency meeting, and that way I can help you. Because here's the thing. The emotional part of trading is real. It really is. And if you're revenge trading, if you're mad, you just got into a fight with your spouse or your significant other, whatever, the kids are, pulling at your coat and say, daddy, daddy, and like you're trying to trade, all that stuff will mess you up. You need a clear head when trading. This is a game where strategy wins. Plans, plan A, plan B. Let's go back to this. So we can come over here, and these are our weekly levels. Now this right here, because this was a wick on the weekly. So the higher the time frame, the more wicks you'll see. The lower the time frame, those wicks become candles. So with that being said, what I could do is then come over here, do my little box, go from the very top of this portion, if it lets me. Let's take this off. It's going to get me frustrated. Let's zoom in a little bit. Now let's put this bad boy back on. So this needs to be at the very top. And then this will be right here. So this is our weekly. And let's go and do our green. Take this off for a little bit. So this is our support level. This is what we want. We would love for this to come back down. We would love for it to come back down. Oh yeah. I don't even use this stuff, but you know, I do like looking at it to see how other people are trading. So right now, people are thinking, uh-oh, it's overbought. Do I buy overbought? Sure do. I buy it all the time. I buy overbought all the time. Because all the RSI is, it's a relative strength index. It's not a buy and sell indicator. It tells you the relative strength of the move. Is it above 50? If so, it's good. Is it below 50? If so, it's not so good. That's all that tells you. I break down so many different trading concepts and strategies, and I simplify it, and I show you why it works and why it doesn't work. I call it debunking. I debunk a lot of trading styles. Now, do they work? Sure. Well, Joe, if they work, why are you trying to debunk them and saying they don't work? I'm not saying they don't work. I'm just saying that the more times you do stuff, the higher odds it's going to be successful. So if you're trading patterns, yeah, sure, you'll lose 10, 20, but then you might win 10 or 20. So you're going to love patterns. You're going to love measured move. You love all that stuff. Do you trade using the Bollinger Bands? You know, when it squeezes, you're like, oh, I'm going to get in now. You know, the last, 6 out of 10 times it went up. And that's your strategy? Okay, good. If you're doing good on those strategies, keep on doing them. But I'm telling you right now, I don't trade Bollinger Bands. I don't trade RSI, overbought, oversold. Like, I buy overbought all the time, like I said. I don't, divergence is another thing. With divergence, doesn't matter if it's if it's on a higher time frame or a smaller time frame. If it's big divergence or little divergence, and people teach you stuff based off of what they've already seen. For example, here, they can say, Joe, well, look, here's a top, and then we have a lower top. It's a change of trend. And look, it came down. Well, they're only saying that because they see what happened. What I do is I teach you in the moment of the trade. Here, we have a top. Here, we have a lower high. However, it's only lower right now. Price action could have done this. But now, Joe, it's a double top. However, the price action could have done this. How many times has this happened to you? Where it's like, oh, it's a double top. Or, oh, it's this pattern. And then it does this. Well, now, because they see the rest of this price action, they don't say, here was a top, here was a lower high, price should come down. Why don't they say that? Because they see what happened. Now what they say is, we have a top right here, we have a higher high. They don't count this one because they see this one. And then we have a higher high. It's forming this, it's forming this, wedge or whatever. It broke out. And now this is very bullish because it went against the odds. They're only saying what they see. I show you how to trade in the moment of the trade. How much do I charge? Nothing. I mean, I prefer likes, comments, and, retweets. Every video you see, every tweet that I post, just everything. I want to get the word out that you don't have to pay a crap load of money to get knowledge that is just regurgitated from websites. Everything that everybody has is something that they've copied from a website. I give you actual trading experience. Just make sure to like the video, retweet all my tweets, comment on every one of them. I really wish I would have found somebody like me. Man, I paid for 5 mentors. And out of all those mentors, I found what not to do. Yeah. Moving on. All right. So looking at this, would I enter the trade? Nope. Why? it's right at resistance. I never enter under resistance. Now, as the market changes, I might enter under resistance because now I might have a higher likelihood of the price continuing to go. But right now at this moment, and that's a good thing too, like you're going to see a bunch of different variables that come into play. Now, as far as the VIP, whenever I see a variable, I make them a video on it because there's so many different variables that happen. Like you can't just do a one video or not even 2 hours worth of content and cover all the different variables. So that's a huge benefit of the VIP. In there, any kind of variable that pops up, boom. Like right now, I just did a video for them. And I said, hey guys, did you catch the tip? Did you catch the pro tip? And then I wrote it out for them. This was the pro tip. But here's the thing, guys. With this, the free portion, we do this every Tuesday after my live stream. Every Tuesday, we come in here, we hang out, we talk about crypto, we talk about whatever. You know, it doesn't matter. It's just more laid back. And it's for an hour. And in that hour, it's your free hour of mentorship. Now, of course, in the VIP, I'm there all the time. You know, people drop in the room, ask me a question, and they leave. And then somebody else will jump in. It's literally like having a 24-hour mentor. Now back to this. Would I enter? Nope. Sure wouldn't. I'd wait. I would love to see a pullback. Now, what we can also do is we could do a fib retracement. You know, if it does pull back, where would it pull back to? Just eyeballing it. You know, 50% of this move would be roughly around this area. Roughly. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, as far as a fib retracement, it needs to be done on a pivot. And this is not a pivot. This is still active. But, you know, if it does come down, then this would be a pivot. So right now we're using it temporary, just knowing that the price action could continue going up, which would lead this to be not true. And then sure enough, the golden pocket is right in this area. Do I think it'll come all the way down here? Not really. It might do a wick like this one, but I don't think it'll come down. So what I think might happen, and nobody knows for sure, nobody knows. Price action may even try to come up some more, get rejected by the weekly, come down, find support right in the support zone, then maybe lose it, and then hopefully find support here. Now, we might get a wick that comes down into this golden pocket area. Now, would I enter here? No. Why? Well, the people who bought down here, and maybe even over here, maybe they're selling. And if they're selling and it comes down here, what could happen, continue coming down. Now it's in the golden pocket. People buy in the golden pocket. I don't. You know, it depends on the market, but right now I don't. I wait for it to break out because it can continue coming down to the 786. And all these are percentages. So what it's saying is after this run up, there was a sell-off of 78%. These are all mathematical terms or mathematical equations. So the sell-off of 78%. Then once it finds support, then it breaks this level, then that's when we can enter. But right now, definitely no. And then what I like to do is I like to trade on the 4-hour time frame. And then sometimes the 1. But again, it just all depends on the market. So what I would do is I would redraw this, you know, take a screenshot of it. I would redraw this, and then I would wait to see if, in fact, if it does bounce here. Let's see what the price range tool says. Okay, 15%. So for me personally, I'm okay with missing out on, let's just say 20%. Say the price action comes down here and it bounces. If you wanted to, you know, you wait 2 or 3 candles, so that's 12 hours because we're on the 4-hour time frame. Here I'm showing the daily just so you can see the bigger picture. You could enter and then hopefully get 15% before I enter. Now, when I enter, it's going to be much safer. It's going to be once it breaks this level. And more than likely it'll break. I'll enter a third. I'll wait for it to come down. And it might even come down over here too. And then it'll break up again. I'll enter a third again. And then it bounces. And then I enter my last third. Either here or here. So these are all just different ways that it could play out. Nobody knows for sure. Everybody who draws these, you know, bull flags and bull pennants and gets the measured move and everything, you know, And it's so funny too. For example, let me find one. I think it's going to take too long. What I wanted to do is I want to find a pattern. No, it's going to take too long. But the point is they'll say, I'll just draw it. They'll say this. So this was the pattern. And they're like, look guys, we have a bull flag. Then they get this, and then they do the measured move, and the price action does this, and then does this, and then goes like this. And then what do? Look guys, you see in the group, we call the bull flag, and this is our measured move, and look at that, right on it. It got it perfect on it. You know, join my group, $99 per hour for a mentorship. You know, this, buy my course, and this is blah, blah. But think about it. Price is going to go up. Whether you have a bull flag, whether you have a inverse head and shoulders, whether you have a cup and handle, give it enough time. Think about it. Give it enough time. How many coins have you seen that are maybe 2-3 months ago you were looking at, and now all of them are up 150, 300%? You give it enough time, it's going to go up. But they look like geniuses though, because they did this magical pattern and they got this, you know, bull, the flag, and now it did it. However, if it does this, they either don't talk about it, or, yeah guys, we entered this trade and it's a pattern that it just failed. And that's it, they move on. I teach you support, resistance, trend lines. You know, having a measured move is good because you can see what other traders are looking at and take your target underneath it. That way, you definitely sell yours way before theirs. Okay, moving on. That's a whole bunch of training, a whole bunch of teaching. I hope you all guys enjoy it. Let's go ahead and see. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to onboard some money to a new MEXC account that I just opened up. And on there, the title for that is going to be never lose exchange, or never, I don't know. I think I need to think of a title. Not taking a loss in this bull market. I think that's the title. Not taking a loss in this bull market. And what I'm going to do is, oops, oh, that scared me. What I'm going to do is that's an air horn if in case it didn't pick up on the YouTube. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have just videos on that. And then hopefully at the end of the bull run, we can see if, you know, the trading account. So I'm going to do 2 accounts. You know, I have a bunch of accounts. I just got to remember which one's which. I'm going to have a trading account where we're going to be trading. And then I'm going to have a basically a hold account. And then what I'm going to do is we're going to see which one produce more. And I'm pretty sure, I'm positive, the hold one's going to produce more. So I'm positive on that, but we'll see. All right. So let's get to some questions. Again, this is your free hour of mentorship. I do enjoy doing this, guys. So here we go. So we do have somebody who put a question in, and this question says, and I love giving my thought process. So this one says, hey man, how you doing? Lost almost 90% of my portfolio this month. Ouch. On leverage trading. Ouch. Mentally, I'm not right to trade now. I hear you 100%. I made $100 to what? I made $100 to 100,000 last bull market. Now I only have $200. What to do now? Needs many advice. Okay. Well, for starters, leverage is a very fast way to make money. It really is. It's also a very fast way to lose money, which you've seen. And losing 90% of the portfolio is basically saying revenge trading. You know, I lost a little bit. Let me see if I can get back. I lost more. Let me see if I can increase my leverage. lost some more. I'm not sure what's going on. It should be doing X, Y, and Z. And this is all from experience. I've done this. I've lost a crap load of money multiple times just trying to figure this stuff out. So if you do leverage, what I would recommend, low leverage, 2, maybe 3x, 5 and 7 if you're feeling really lucky and you just want to go crazy. But I would recommend 2 to 3x. You're not going to get the crazy gains like everybody shows or the crazy percentages like everybody shows. But what you're doing is you're slowly compounding your gains. Because if you have a low leverage 2 to 3x, you can have your stop loss much lower. Now, there's several different ways of trading, especially leverage too. Now, one thing that I like doing personally, of course, none of this is financial advice. I have to say that. What I like doing is I like entering, let's say the price action is doing this number and I'm expecting it to go up for whatever reason. What I'll do is I'll enter maybe 33% of my entry where it's at. Maybe it bounced. So I wouldn't buy this. Let's say it bounced and it broke this level. And I'm trading on the 15-minute time frame or whatever time frame, hour time frame, whatever. And I have a 2% stop loss. So my stop loss would be, let's say I'm using 3x leverage. So it depends, the leverage depends on the amount of percentage I'm going down. So let's say I want to do it all the way down here. So I would do 3x, 12%. It's not bad. And this is hopefully going to keep on going up so that I can move up my stop loss, and be in profit pretty soon, maybe a couple hours. Now, with that being said, I have one entry here where we saw it at. Let's just say this is, can I go? Oh, I can't bring this down. So let's say we entered right here. And now the price is going up, which is good. But I don't just have one entry. I have another entry maybe above this level right here. And then maybe one more. There's my stop loss, maybe about right here. Now, why am I doing this? Well, this is, if I were to enter, and this goes for regular trades as well. If I entered here and I expected to go up. That's why I entered it. However, just in case we get these dumb, crazy wicks or, it comes down to find support on this level, well, I'm in the trade. So right now I'm at a loss. I'm at a loss. Then this entry hits and it starts going this way. Now I'm no longer in a loss, or let's say I was down, for simple math, 10%. This entry hits, now I'm down 5% because I put more money in this. Now as it comes up, now I'm only down 1%. Now in the positive. Versus if I had put all of my money here, I'm still negative. But let's say it comes down. It's losing its momentum. And now I'm down, let's say, simple math, 20%. This one hits and it finds support. And again, we're always looking to the left for support. Now instead of being down 20%, now I'm down 10%. Due to the additional money I put in, starts coming up. I'm down 5%, down 1%. Now I'm at a plus 3%. Versus still being at a loss of 17% because I only did one entry. So this is a really good way. Now, could you, price comes down, you enter the trade already, this trade also gets entered, this trade also gets entered, and we get stopped out. Could this happen? Yes, definitely, of course. Has it happened to me? Sure has. Not often, but it has. Now, one thing that I must stress, for me, I give you reality. I don't give you hopes and dreams. I don't sell you, different ideas on websites. I tell you what actually happens or what could happen, as if you're actually in the trade at that moment, as opposed to everybody else that tells you, oh yeah, this is a head and shoulders and look at the measure move. Look at how much we got. No. You don't know it's a head and shoulders. You know it's resistance. It could have easily come down and been a failed pattern, but they always show you after the fact. A lot of people say that that's retro mentorship, and I believe it because they're showing you after the fact. All right. So hopefully that helps. But did we answer the question? I don't think so. I go into a bunch of teaching. Okay, so made a bunch of money. Good. And more than likely, this was from luck. And it's okay. You could literally, there are portions of the market where you can literally throw a dart at any coin. Wait a week or two, you're up 20, 30, 60% on average. On average. So doing this doesn't surprise me. Not being able to do it again just says that we need to sharpen the skills. And we do that here, you know, in Discord. You know, you're able to post charts. I give you my thought process on the charts. It's basically like having a paid group for free. That's what it basically is. And then, of course, if you do want to do the paid portion of this Discord, then that's where we do all of the updates, all of the extra call outs. So the way it goes, I post charts in the VIP. I wait a day or two. Then when the setup is good again to re-enter, I post it again for the VIP. So in case if anybody missed it, and then I'll also post it in other portions. I'm in several Discord groups, several Telegram groups, several people on Twitter. Like, people love the way I chart because it's very simple, very easy to understand, and for the most part, they make money. For the most part. Do I lose trades? Yeah, sure, of course. You know, no one's like, no, this isn't a system where it's 1 2 1 2 1 2. You know, the next series is 1 2 1 2 1 2. We're trading against people. So again, that's why it's important, you know, to know what type of trader you are, know what kind of risk management you have for that particular trade. Are you going to have a stop loss? And if so, how tight is it going to be? You know, are you going to not have a stop loss? If so, is this an investment? So just let you know. So this is just telling me you need to sharpen your skills, and we got you, man. I got you. Like, you came to the right place. I'm very happy you reached out to me too. Let's see here. So with this $200, what would I recommend doing? I would recommend saving it, holding it. Be in this group for about a week. I would prefer a month, but just because it's the free portion of it. You know, I'm here as well. So if you have questions, ask away. I love answering questions. And that's what I'm saying, in the VIP, I have videos. So instead of watching hours and hours and hours of the free content that you get a bunch of information, I have videos in the VIP where they are literally 3 minutes long. And I think the longest one I have is like 5.5 minutes. I cover each topic in a very brief but effective manner. I give you all of the meat, and I mean, for those of you who join the VIP, they know exactly what it is. It's very quick, very to the point. Gives you all the information you need. I go over support, resistance. I go over trend lines. I go over fib retracement, fib extension, how to use it, how to use them for, you know, all-time highs. I give you everything in a super brief amount of time. So within literally 2 hours, you will know how to trade and you will be a beast. Now, granted, do I promise anything? Nope, sure don't. Because again, we're trading against people. But just to let you know, so what would I do if I had $100 and I made it to 100,000, and then now I lost 90% of my portfolio in a month trying to, you know, do leverage? What would I do if I had $200? I would learn. I would stop and I would learn. Every day, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in about 3.5 hours from now, right now it's 11:25 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. In about 3.5 hours, I do a live stream every single day at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we go over charts, we go over thought process. If you have questions, that's another way you can have an hour of free mentorship. Everything that I do is because I want you to succeed. Plain and simple. I have no hidden agenda. I don't give you little bits and pieces and say, oh, you need to pay me $99 an hour to be your private mentor. No, you have a private mentor every single day on YouTube, and then every Tuesday after the live stream here in the Discord. And then not only that, you know, to tell you the truth, really, when you're in the free portion of the chat in the Discord, you can still ask questions, and I'm still there. My goal is to make you succeed, period. What do I want? Likes, comments, retweets, every single thing I post. And if that was my cost, man, I was gonna say I'd be setting up accounts, but I don't think you can do that. Plus, I don't think, yeah, I'm sure that people can find out. But anyway, if I could, man, I would really wish I had something like this. And I have no agenda. I have no, I don't see. Here's the thing, and I tell this to everybody, and I used to say this a lot when I used to have my other channel. I see, and I'm different. Now there are some people that are like me, and I love it. With me, I want to get rich with you, not because of you. Period. Let that sink in. Everybody else who wants to help you, yeah, man, join my this to get the help you need. Join my mentorship to get the help you need. No, with me, I give it to you. If you want the extra, stuff, then yes, you can do the VIP. Do you need it? No, unless you want to do it faster and learn faster and all this stuff. Then, and calls, like move up this and this is. So what I do is I tell you when to enter. I tell you when. Hey guys, we got 30 minutes before the candle closes. If it does this, we enter. If it doesn't, we wait. That's what I do. Everybody else, all the other groups I've been in, paid and free, they'll say, all right, guys, you're going to want to buy the breakout of this level and such and such, right? Well, sure enough, it breaks out, comes back in. Breaks out, come back in. Breaks out, come back in. Breaks out, and then finally it goes. Then what they do is they say, because it went like that, and what they do is hey guys, we gave this call in the VIP group, and we said buy the breakout, here's the breakout, and we're up 85%. But they don't mention that they called it way over here, and we got stopped out 1, 2, 3 times, and then now they're taking credit for this one. As soon as they posted it, it went. What I do is I show you all of my wins and all of my losses. And these past couple of days, we've been losing because we've been having our stop losses pretty tight. And it's okay though, because our wins are way more than our losses. And that's what you have to do. You are going to win, you're going to lose. And I don't promise anything. I don't promise you the moon and the stars and anything. I give you reality. Because if you are tired of all these, I'm going to call them out, con men. If you are tired of all of these con men, feeding on the greed that we all have, 80% and 120%, do we make that? Yes, of course we do. But what I try to preach is the reality. And I even tell it too. Like we had one, CKB, I think it was that one, 190 or something percent in like less than a week. And I tell everybody, does this happen normally? Nope, sure doesn't. Who says that? Like anybody who's trying to sell you a group, like, oh yeah, guys, look at this one we did. No. Like, does it feel good? Yes, of course it does. But is that regular? No. I mean, granted, we had several hundred percenters, within like a week or two, but that's not, look guys, join the group and you're going to do this. No. Does it happen? Sure. Okay, moving on. So what I would do is I would save this, because it is much easier to make $100 when you have 200 versus making $100 when you have 7. It's a lot harder with $7. So keep this money, don't trade, wait about a week to 2 weeks, try to get as much value as you can from the free content that I give, and then slowly do it. So what I want to do is I'm going to do that this week. I have to onboard money to the exchange, and I'm going to set up another account so that I have 2. One for just holding and adding on the dips, and another one for actively trading. And what I want to do is, more than likely on the active trading one, start with maybe like $500. I was thinking like $5,000, but I think because a lot of people that are coming in, it's going to be, they might have $500, maybe $1,000, maybe even $100. I might even just do $100 one. How much can we make $100 go to? I might do several accounts. I don't even know. But just to kind of give you a heads up, that's what's in the thought process as far as, you know, content, and just showing you that it can be done. We can turn $100 into two into 4. It's just going to take a lot longer to make $1,000 than it would if we had 10,000. So it's just math. Okay. So hopefully I answered that question. Stick with us. We will make you money. And the best part is, you don't even have to pay this $200 to me to teach you. You save that. Like I said, I'm here for you guys. I want everybody to be successful. And I'm not looking at my wallet to see if you paid me to help you. I just want to help. Okay. So moving on. Let's see here. We have this next comment. This next comment says, if a holder in crypto, when and how you know when to exit, take profits. Okay, excellent, excellent. So what you could do, there's several different ways. And this is one thing that I'm going to be going over big time in the VIP. But like I said, I give everything out. So let us look at, let's just redo this. Okay. So let's come way over here. And let's say, and this was the bull market. So let's say, I love using this replay button, but let's go and do right here. And the replay button actually saved me a lot of time and money and effort, because I would backtest everything. Now, of course, don't cheat. Don't know that it goes up. It's like, oh yeah, definitely. I would, you know, because now you have that bias. It's going to go up. It's like, yeah. And now you're looking for stuff. Well, we see that this is coming down to the 50. So now I would enter. No, you wouldn't have. You know, if that wasn't the reason. So my ideas of entry are always the same, whether it goes down or up. And there's times where I'll say, yeah, I'd enter, knowing that it went down. So that's the difference between me and everybody else, in my opinion. All right, moving on. So let's say this is a long-term hold, and we are thinking about holding this one for an extended period of time. So what we would do, we would see that there's a pivot right here, and we would say, okay, once it breaks this level, and you can do this on the 4-hour time frame if you like, and once it breaks that level, we enter the trade. Okay, it broke it. So we're in the trade. Now, granted, we didn't enter, you know, right away. You know, we waited a little bit or whatever. So this is our entry. Our blues are always entries. Now, a strategy you can have is having your SMAs. For my SMAs, the white one is my 9, my red one is my 50, and my yellow one is my 200. Now, granted, we're on the daily time frame, so this is good. So one way you can do it is, let's say we enter right now, and no stop loss. This is just an entry. Now, if it does dip, I'm going to add to my entry. I don't care, because I'm holding this. This is an investment. This is not a trade. And with that mentality, you know, okay, I don't care if it goes down. I want it to go down. Please go down. Go down 60%. I would love to put $100 or $50, $20, whatever, 10,000, doesn't matter, into the coin. So now as soon as it comes up, I'm in profit. And right now is the beginning of the bull market. Pretty soon, this right here, this $1 entry is going to be nothing compared to later on. Now it's going to be $5, maybe $7, and still pumping. So because right now, and this all changes depending on where we're at in the bull market. Right now, at the very beginning. So this would be a great time. We entered right here. And you know what? I'm also going to put a lower entry just in case we get a crazy wick, because that does happen. We get a pullback 30, 40% for no reason. So what I would do is I'd have a lower bid just in case. Nobody knows. And what I'm doing is I'm just watching it. I want it to come down. So I just enter the trade, and now I'm just waiting. I'm waiting to see what happens. Okay, it's doing good. Now, since it's moving up pretty nicely, what I want to do now is I want to set an alert on my 50 SMA. This is the daily time frame. The 50 SMA is going to basically just tell me, going to warn me, hey, if it crosses this 50, it might be losing the momentum. Now, there are a lot of mentors that teach you that the moving average are magnets. And I'm telling you right now, I've debunked a lot of stuff, and the moving averages are not a magnet. Well, wouldn't you agree? Especially right now, Joe. Look, you just saw that the price action went to the 50. It is a magnet. No. This is a moving average. This is an average of the candle bar closes. This is on the daily time frame. So this is the daily average of the candle bar closes. When the price action is above any moving average, that's showing strength. The level of strength depends on the amount of time that has passed. For example, this is the 9 SMA. Price action's above it. It's good. If it breaks below the 50, that's showing, uh-oh, we might get a change in trend from being good above the 50 to being not so good below the 50. Now, if the price action goes below the 200, that's really not good. So these do not act as magnets. What this is, it's a signal of the strength of the move. Price action above, good. Price action below, not so good. What I do, I simplify everything. Moving averages are not a magnet, period. The way I look at it, it's an average, it's a moving average, it's a lagging indicator. The way I think of it, the price action is the parent. The moving average is the kid. The parent has bigger legs. The kid has tiny legs. The parent is holding the hand of the child. And as the parent walks away, the child follows. And it'll keep on following until the parent comes down. Now, here's another thought process. What goes up doesn't always go up. It has to come down. It has to. Why? People down here are doing exactly what you want to do. They want to buy low and sell high. So what goes up will come down. Now, will it come all the way down? More than likely not. But it'll come down to a point and then start going up again and then come down to a point. Same thing with what goes down is going to come up. And sure enough, it came up. Now it comes down. What goes down is going to come up. Why? Well, people who are buying, people see this at a huge discount. Man, 50% discount, 80% discount. I'm buying it because I know this project. And if it goes lower, I'm still going to buy it. I don't even care. They buy it, it goes up. So once again, these are not magnets. This is a child who's following the parent. And the parent is going this way, going this way, going this way. And the kid's just trying to keep up. That's all the moving averages are. Now, if I just shed some light on the moving averages, I would love to see a 1 in the chat. If you're in the Discord, I would love to see a 1 in the chat. If you're watching this on a replay, I would love to see the 1 chat. What I should have did was I should have gone live, but I'm going live in just a little bit, so it's fine. But I would like to see, if you're watching this on the replay, I would like to see a number 1 in the chat. If you're right now in Discord, I would like to see a 1 in the chat. So this is how I see moving averages. And this, to me, makes way more sense because I was with a mentor that said, Joe, look at this. Price action's way down here. This is a magnet. Price action always comes up. Look what it did. Now it went away from it, and look what it did. Joe, it went away from it. Look what it did. It went way above it. Look at what it did. This is a way to trade. Look at Joe. If you would have had a short right here, look at all this money you would have made. If you would have had a long right here, Joe, look at all this money you would have made. And I'm thinking, wow, that's genius. I cracked the system. I lost and lost and lost. Why? Well, because this is not a magnet. This is a child. Let's say And I love examples. Let's say this is the price action. Price action is doing this, price action is doing this, price action is doing this. Let's say this is the moving average. The 9 SMA is doing this at the time, you know, it's slow, it's behind it a little bit. Then it's doing this number, then it's doing this number, then it's doing this number. Well, now the price just dumps. So now the price action is the moving average is trying to follow the parent. It's trying to come down. Right now the price action is way far from the moving average. So you would think that it's going to come up because they say it's a magnet, right? But this is a lagging indicator. It's following the parent. Now let's say it continues to come down and dumps even harder. What is this doing? It's following the parent. It's following the parent, following the parent. Now it decides to come up. Why? People are buying at a discount. The price can only go down so much unless it's a rug. And then, oh, here's that cross we were looking for. And this is what they say. You know, this is a magnet and it's going to come up. And then now this comes up like this. However, look how far away the price action was here. Look how far away the price action was here. Look how far away the price action was here. Look at all this downtrend. You don't know when it's going to come up. However, they do retro mentorship. They show you once it crosses, just like how I showed you in the beginning. Look, this, you would have won. Look, you would have won. If you were short, you don't know if the price action is going to come back down here, or if the price action is going to come down, find support, continue doing this, and having the indicator continue to follow it. Once again, I show you what happens while you're actually trading versus retro mentorship. Retro mentorship. All right. So if there's still people in the Discord, I need to see ones. If not, I will be stopping, just because this is your time. This is your time. I offer this free mentorship. I want to see interaction. If I don't see interaction and you're not here, it's like, okay, I go about my day. I'm doing charts all day long and helping out people all day long, and DMs all day long. So definitely want to see ones, guys. Definitely want to see ones. Let's see here. Can I use the auto fib? I believe that was in reference to the one we were looking at before. And yes, we did a fib on that one. I've never heard of auto fib, but let's see here. We do have another question. The next question is, do we need to see Bitcoin movement when trading alts, or just trade alts separately? I mean, it's good. It's good to know what Bitcoin's doing. So here, Bitcoin, it broke out of our major level, and now it's coming down. Now, if Bitcoin does a huge dump, more than likely it'll take the alts with us. But for me personally, I just do, like, I'll look at this just to see what it's doing, but I mainly concentrate on my coin, because sometimes when Bitcoin dumps, my coin may not get affected, or get affected very little, or even maybe benefit from it. So it's just, like, I always look at it, but I don't depend my trades on Bitcoin. So give you a heads up on that. Great question though. All right. Let's see here. Got another question / suggestion. Let's see. We need a video on how to spot buy on exchanges. Yes, and that's what I'm working on. I got to load money on this exchange. I think I have like 12 projects that I'm working on at one time, which is ridiculous. I should just do one and finish that one. But I'm just so far behind on everything. Like, I want to make sure that all of y'all are the most successful trades. I want to make sure that all of y'all are up to speed on, you know, just learning. I just want y'all to be successful. I really do. And we will be, for a fact. So hopefully this answered a bunch of the questions. And I think I'm going to go ahead and get some lunch. I do thank you guys so much. If there was more interaction, this would continue for another 15 minutes, but due to the lack of interaction, we're going to cut it short. I do thank you guys so much. And once again, all this is free. Just like, comment, subscribe, follow, all that fun stuff. All right, guys. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.